Hello friends, thanks for tuning into this week's Brain Food. This is my first video for 2025 and I thought, man, it'd be a good idea to talk about staying focused while working from home because there have been a lot of snow days and people stuck in their houses for the past week or two here in Kansas City. And I've heard a lot of people talking about how hard it's been to stay focused while working from home. So I thought I'd pass on some things that my wife and I have adopted over the years that have made it be more effective since we both run businesses out of our home offices. And so I'm going to cover three things today. The first one is to-do lists. The next one is rules of engagement. And the last one is making sure you're using your calendars. So let's talk about to-do lists first. I actually have Post-it notes with the words to do and little bullets next to them and lines and everything so I can cross them off. So here's one that's completed from yesterday of crossing things off. And the thing I like about using to-do lists is that when I start my morning, I sit down and it's this discipline, right? So you're gonna hear this and probably not do it. Try this. It will shock you how effective it is and how good it feels to cross things off your list. So sit down when you get to your desk first thing in the morning, whether it's your home office or your real office, and think about what are the 5 most important things I need to get done today. You know, look at your email, look at your calendar, get a feel for the things that need to be accomplished. And of course, there's that ranking thing of A, B, C. A is the most important, B is kind of needs to get done, and C is not so important, but eventually needs to get done. So you could even rank the things on your list. What I like to do, and this is over years of trial and error, is put the hardest things first. Even though I don't necessarily attack those first, I put the hardest things first because I know I need to get to them that day. And of course, there are going to be things that are 10 or 15 minutes, like doing a deposit for the bank remotely or something like that, right? So I'll knock those out just so they're crossed off the list to get started. But using that to-do list and then crossing them off as you get through it and then moving the ones you didn't get done to tomorrow's to-do list, huge. If you can just try that, it will totally change how your day goes and how you feel that you've accomplished something. If you find yourself feeling you're not accomplishing things after working a long day, if you had to-do lists going, you would see all the things that you had gotten done. Even though you might still be behind, you would have at least had a visual of what you've accomplished that day. Okay, so the next thing is called rules of engagement. And what my wife and I were doing is whenever we had something we needed the other person, like if I needed to talk to Trista about something, I would walk into her office and say, hey, what about this? And she could be in the middle of a very complicated email, spreadsheet, whatever, you know, dealing with lots of numbers and dates or whatever, and it could totally throw her off her game. And then she's going to have to kind of re-engage and get her thoughts back to it. Was totally distracting. And the same she would do with me. Honey, I'm having a problem with my computer. I don't know what the heck's going on and it's not working. Can you help? And I might be in the middle of a complicated blog post for a client or doing video editing or whatever, image work or something like that. So the rules of engagement idea is that we just talked about, let's agree on some kind of a process where we let the other person know that we need help and focus and attention. And that way the person can say, just a minute. So let me just give you an example. I'm sitting here typing away, right? Type, working. Trista will come to my door and knock, right? And I can then put up just a minute, or I can say, I'm right in the middle of it. I can't do it right now. And she'll go write it down and come back later when most of the time it's totally fine. I can stop what I'm doing and help. But there are times when I'm on a roll and in the middle of something and I need to stay focused. Like sometimes I'm doing complicated things with scheduling things to go live at a certain time and a cascade of those things. So I really have to stay locked in because if I mess that up, then things don't work properly in terms of the schedule for blog posts going live for my clients, for example, and that would be terrible. So that method of whether it's a knock, some kind of phrase, do you have a minute? Instead of just coming right in and saying, I have this problem, help me right now. We both have said, hey, could you stop do you have time right now? And if not, I'll come back later, right? And then the last thing is using your calendar. And I've talked about this before, but one of the things that I've noticed is people really struggle with that to-do list and getting things done. What I have been doing is not only do I have the to-do list, I actually schedule time. So let's say I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, I have 7 things on this list. And I actually put time on my calendar, like 15-minute, half-hour blocks, whatever the thing is, for each of those tasks. And so I can see how much of my day that's going to take. So when I have to decide, oh, something else came in, or now I need to go grab lunch, or I need to go work out, I can figure out where to fit it in and how much other things are going to need to be slid around to get the work done. So using your calendar to line out your day, there are so many times when that to-do list just takes so long and you don't realize that you don't have any extra time and you need to stay focused to get it done. So using that calendar wisely, not only to schedule out your day of the major tasks that you want to get accomplished and when, whether it's in the morning when you're your best, or after lunch when you're not hungry, or after your workout when you need to just sit in your chair and it's okay to sit in your chair for an hour to get a bunch of stuff done because you're tired. Whatever that looks like, using your calendar, using a to-do list, and having rules of engagement when you're in your house and other people and other things are happening around you to try and lock in and stay focused. I hope you're having a great day. Thanks for watching. Thanks for commenting. I'll see you soon.